Welcome to Europe. How are you doing, guys?
Very good. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Is this the first European gig? Of course it's not.
It's not the first gig, but it's the first tour. And it's the first tour in Europe, not the first tour for the band. We played more than 100 shows last year. But this is the first time in Europe. We're playing 36 shows. We're trying to go as far as we can get. We're trying to hit as many places as possible.
Well, you can obviously almost live off the music then. Financially, I mean.
Well, we have to make a little bit of money because if you're on the road for a month, almost two, then you're like, if you get back home and you still have to pay rent, you know. But I do have a job when I'm not on tour. I still work. I work in a restaurant.
Oh, that's wicked. What do you do?
I just play drums all the time. That's all I do now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I feel there's more people that are getting into that kind of production that is less, the sound is more related to the early days of like death metal, and definitely is like a more of like, when death metal had more of a punk influence really.
Yeah.
But I feel like there has been bands that have been doing that, but definitely in the last few years more people have been into it, like going to shows when someone that plays that kind of death metal comes around. There's more interest, I feel. There's definitely all kinds of genders that come to the show and enjoys it, and I've seen girls going harder than the dudes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So yes, it's all about what you go for the show, you go for the music.
Yeah.
You go there to have a good time.
That's the experience. Everybody wants to hear some sick metal or sick punk or whatever the fuck. And so it's cool that, people are doing it now.
Right.
Instead of just, sitting at home and
Watching
doing
Netflix
nothing.
and
Yeah.
shit. We played in Tijuana. We played a crazy show in Mexico City with Toxic Holocaust, a bunch of other bands, and the show was sold out. People were trying to get in. We had to barricade inside of the venue. They had to shut down. People were throwing rocks and bottles, and the show was sick.
Oh my God, that's a story.
Yeah.
Why are people going so mental about your music? Do you have some kind of a very special secret recipe to it?
Well, I think it's the intensity of it. Of the live show. I feel like I've heard even from people that just happen to be at the show that they're not eventually too much into metal to be like, oh shit, I get it. There's so much energy,
I mean,
So
if you play good and you have the energy while playing, people are going to pick up on it, and they're going to see that, yeah, this band is actually, they walk the walk, instead of just, they're a studio band and they can't perform what they do in the studio live. So it's just, I don't know, I think we're one of those bands where we can do both, and people know, and they still come out to see us even at home and abroad. And
right, and we have the sound that you get on the album is our sound. It's not that we can reproduce that. It's pretty honest. We don't use triggers on the drums or anything like that. It's like you can't see us live, and our guitar tones or bass tones or drums, you'll be pretty as much as possible,
So basically a very fun time that you can have with your friends, going there, marching, and just having a big party.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. It's like sharing a shared experience,
Yeah, and
you take.
Yeah, and we like seeing people have a good time at our shows. It gives us more energy too on stage, and it's just it's like I don't know how you say
Give and take.
Give and take.
Shared experience.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You throw all that shit in there, and they throw it right back at you. You know what I mean?
Tell me something about your latest record. Where did you produce?
It was recorded in Auckland by Greg Wilkinson at Hammer Studios. We did it. I don't know what you want to know.
Well, how long did it take you to do it?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Sounds pretty live to me,
It took a little over half a year.
A little more of a half year to produce a CD.
Because the person that we record with, he is very booked.
Oh no.
And he's an underground reality. The studio's not like he's in his house. Yeah, he is very professionally set up, but like he gets booked a lot, but like he's busy too with his own life. He happened to get married around that time and shit. Like,
I mean,
and we had a certain amount of days, and then
Right.
and then to get more days to actually finish, eventually you have to wait a month. You know what I mean? That's why it
Yes.
took a minute.
Well, and also we work too. We all have our lives, and
Yeah.
we can't just take, months off to record an album. We all have other stuff going on. And so, working with his schedule and working with our schedule, we're able to get in there and
I don't
and make
remember
the
exactly how many days it took.
I mean, we
maybe
start-
10 or something like that. But
all in all, 10. Right?
yeah. It's not like we were in the studio for 6 months every day.
Yeah, it was spaced out. But we started it in August of 2016, and we finished the master by the
right.
end of January of
Also
2017.
because, right, we had it mastered by another person in Portland that is also very busy with a lot of, he's very backed up, but he's the person we wanted because he's Audio Siege, Brad Boatwright in Portland, and he's someone that you give in the mix and he's not gonna change it completely. And also he's someone that you can trust that is gonna make your shit sound good on vinyl.
It is. Oh yeah, that's an important aspect, of course. And I mean, many bands just do this little bit of an effort and get some recording devices in the rehearsal room and record like the guitars, the bass, send it over the internet to some dude with whom they don't have any connection to, and then he's making like something out of it.
Well, that's one way to don't be satisfied with what you get at the end. You have to control
Yeah.
everything from the beginning to the end, otherwise you're gonna get back something that you're like, fuck, that's not how I want it. But you also have to have clear ideas how you want your stuff to sound, because lots of bands, they go and mixing, they're like, oh, maybe it'll sound better like this, maybe it'll sound better like this, and then they change it a million times.
Yeah.
We know what we want, so we're like, we know when it's gonna be ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was like super impressed by the sound because it made me feel good instantly. It was, I mean, okay, maybe I'm just old enough, to kind of remember the rather old death metal records that made me happy back then, and this is maybe somewhat of a trigger from the days gone by or something like that. But it's the whole packaging, the sound, the songwriting, and the cover. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful old
Thank
school
you.
cover. What is up for you guys next? I mean, you're gonna tear Europe, and then you're
Of course.
gonna.
And then we have only a few shows booked right now. We had a Decibel is a magazine in the United States. They do a Decibel Beer and Metal Fest. We have a few shows in Los Angeles. We like a bunch of big bands like Testament and like
Okay, that's cool.
totally. And then, but we have a few shows, but like we're gonna concentrate on writing the new album.
Yeah.
Because we have done like almost 80 shows in the United States, touring, maybe more.
Sick.
And now we're doing almost 40 here in Europe. So then it's time to. It's hard to write a new album when you spend so much time on the road.
How do you live on the road anyway? I mean, when I'm on a tour with some other projects, it takes me like 2 weeks to completely lose my mind of not having a structure, not having a real toilet, not having a real shower or something like that.
Oh,
How
but-
do you deal with that?
I mean, I feel that those things are like extras.
Oh,
I mean, it is nice to have them. Like, we'll take a shower when we can, and it's nice to sleep in a bed and whatnot. But like, I feel it's like, I feel like people that stays at home and work all the time, their life is way harder. People that have families and shit like that they have to, you know what I mean? It's like, sure, we drive 8 hours a day, we play a show every night, we get tired. Eventually, we sleep less comfortably than other people. But I don't think we're like some kind of hero or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's like hard life is not this,
that's a mad dedication, definitely.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
music.
It's worth it. Yeah, it's the only thing that is not gonna disappoint you.
So guys, thank you very much, and buy the music of this band. You have to buy the music of the people you like.
Down to go to the show.
Indeed, and go to the show, obviously.